Now only on 4, we're now hearing from the second teenager run over while sunbathing on Atlantic Beach. It happened May 7th near the 20th Street access.
Police say Atlantic Beach Public Works employee Timothy Thompson was fixing a trash bin. He made a U-turn in his pickup truck and accidentally ran over two 13-year-old girls. The families of Isabella Rodriguez and Jade Shaw say they now plan to sue the city for what happened. Channel 4's Vic Michelucci spoke with both families exclusively. He joins us now live from where it happened. Vic?
And this was very serious. Both girls had to go to the hospital and are still bandaged up today. They tell me that they were in this general area, somewhere halfway in between the dunes and the water when that truck turned around and rolled on top of them.
We were just laying down. It
was supposed to be a peaceful morning on the beach for Isabella Rodriguez and her friend Jade Shaw.
I think I might have heard it or something because, I jumped up really fast.
But it wasn't enough to get out of the way of this pickup truck. Both girls were run over and pinned underneath.
I was screaming, so was Jade, for somebody to hurry up and help us.
She pounded on the side of the truck to get the driver's attention.
And the guy walking his dog came and dug the sand up underneath my foot to get it out.
Isabella now has a broken foot and many torn ligaments.
I have numerous fractures around my ankle and really, really bad bruising.
Her friend Jade hurt even worse with second and third degree burns on her body. We met her yesterday, still bandaged up nearly a month later.
So the beach is no longer a relaxing place for you?
It'll take some time to get used to it again.
Both girls' families say they now plan to sue the city of Atlantic Beach over what happened to make sure it doesn't happen again.
It shouldn't take that, Vic.
Rodriguez's attorney, John Phillips, has won other cases where Florida beachgoers were run over by city vehicles. He says this public works employee and the city should have been more careful.
And he may say it's an accident. I don't like to use the word accident because this wasn't just happenstance. If you're operating recklessly, if you're doing things where you shouldn't.
Isabella agrees.
If my head was towards the ocean, it would have been my head that was stuck in a tire, or if he turned the wheel more, it would have went over my stomach and stuff. Or if he did anything differently, it would have been a lot worse.
And police gave that driver a traffic violation citation. He has pleaded not guilty. I talked to him today, and he is still working for the city of Atlantic Beach, but he said his attorney told him not to comment about the case. I also reached out to a spokeswoman for the city of Atlantic Beach. She said she, too, is not able to comment because it is a pending legal matter. Live in Atlantic Beach, Vic Michelucci, Channel 4, the local station.
Following a local breaking news alert from downtown Jacksonville. Within the last hour, we got the internal affairs report for police officer David Stevens. He's the officer seen on video slamming DeAndre Ezel's head into a concrete wall while the teen was handcuffed. We are looking through that report right now. We'll have much more for you on the 10 o'clock news.
Now the family of a 13-year-old girl run over while sunbathing on Atlantic Beach. They now say they're planning to sue the city. Police say that young teen, Jade Shaw, was lying in the sand with her friend, Isabella Rodriguez, when a city of Atlantic Beach public works truck ran over the girls.
Shaw was seriously burned. She spent 9 days in the hospital. Her friend was also hurt. In a story you'll see only on 4, Shaw's family and her attorney spoke with Vic Michelucci. Vic?
And Kent, her injuries are very severe. She has burns all over the top half of her body. I saw some pictures of the wounds that were way too graphic to show you on TV. Her family hopes this can be a lesson that city employees and everyone needs to be more careful.
There are no words.
This mother describes the nightmare, seeing her daughter pinned under a pickup truck, crying out in pain.
She was screaming the whole time, yeah. And it still is. It's evolved. It's a very painful process, emotionally and physically.
Weeks later, 13-year-old Jade Shaw is still hurting, with bandages on her hands, arms, and back, covering second and third degree burns from the heat of the bottom of the truck. A helicopter had to fly her to the burn unit in Gainesville. She's still too traumatized to talk about it.
I think this should have been prevented. Yes, I think this is inexcusable.
Today, her family filed a notice of intent to sue the city of Atlantic Beach, claiming Public Works employee Timothy Thompson was negligent when he drove over Jade and her friend as they were sunbathing near a beach access. He's already been cited by police and has pleaded not guilty. Attorney Curtis Pagic says Jade's medical bills are huge and she still has a long recovery ahead of her.
She didn't obviously deserve any of this. We're hopeful that at least something good, if anything good comes out of this, that they can make the changes appropriate to prevent this from happening to anyone in the future.
Her scars are likely permanent, and she's missed weeks of school. But despite all this, her mother is thankful she's alive.
We still have her, and we're very aware that it could have been way worse.
Jade has to go back to the burn unit tomorrow, and she has a number of procedures in the future, but she says she's taking this day by day. That driver still works for the city of Atlantic Beach, but police did give him a traffic citation for failing to use due care. A city spokeswoman said she couldn't comment about today's claims because it's now an open legal case. Kent?
Thank you, Vic. This isn't the first time something like this has happened at the beach. 16 years ago, Megan Hamlin and a friend were sunbathing on St. Augustine Beach. They were run over by a driver who didn't see them. Hamlin suffered head injuries. She died about 6 years ago, 10 years after that accident. In 2009, 41-year-old Anne Marie Giffen was also sunbathing on Jacksonville Beach when she was run over by a police officer on an SUV. She had broken bones and head injuries.